Welcome back to the Guy Talk Network. So today I wanted to discuss the keto diet. A lot of people use this diet to lose weight and to feel better. And I've personally been on and off the keto diet for over a year now. And I wanted to discuss some of the benefits and some of the cons of doing the keto diet. A lot of people don't actually understand exactly what the keto diet is. I'm going to try to quickly explain what it does, what are the side effects, what are the benefits, how to do it correctly, and so forth. So essentially, what is the keto diet? Basically, the keto diet is consuming 5 to 10% carbs, 30 to 35% protein, and the rest, 55 to 60%, is fat. And that can be difficult for a lot of people. Even though we're, as a society, trained to eat foods with a lot of carbs and sometimes a lot of high fat, it is extremely difficult to actually reverse that and eat almost no carbs and lots of fat. That is the difficult part for most people. So when you eat this way, it'll put you in a state of ketosis. And what that means is your body is now directly converting fat rather than carbs for your energy. So it can be difficult to stay on a keto diet or to even begin to do it because we've been trained our whole lives that we need carbs for energy, especially if you're an active person that likes to work out or play basketball or whatever you do. You've always been taught drink some Gatorade or eat a high carb meal like pasta before you run a marathon. But what studies are finding now is if you're in ketosis, where your body's burning fat first instead of carbs, you'll actually sustain your energy for longer and you'll be able to run those marathons with more energy than you would by burning carbs. So when you start a keto diet, the first thing you have to realize that is if you're someone that eats a lot of carbs on a normal basis, you're going to get what's called the keto flu. Not everyone gets this, but most people, especially ones that are converting from a diet that was high carb before, now trying a ketosis diet, you're going to get the feeling of the flu, like flu-like symptoms. You're going to feel run down, you'll probably get a headache. Now, this could last 1 to 2 days usually. For me, it was about a day, and it sucks, but if you can power through that and get to the state of ketosis, here are the benefits. So obviously the first benefit when you go on a keto diet, you're going to notice weight loss. That's the first thing that happens to most people, especially because your body's shedding water weight. So in the beginning, it's going to shed a lot of water weight fast, and you'll notice a lot of weight loss. Over the long term, that'll slow down, but you'll continue to lose weight if you do the keto diet properly. The second thing that I noticed is it reduces your appetite. Because you're taking in foods that are so high in fat, it makes you full. And when you're full, you won't want to snack as much and eat as much. And so that's an added benefit and will actually compound the effect of the weight loss. The third thing it does is it reduces your blood sugar level. You're obviously not going to be eating sugary foods and foods high in carbs, things of that nature. So obviously a benefit of that is your blood sugar level should go down. The fourth thing that I've noticed it does for me is it gives me a lot of energy. So during the day, a lot of people that work 8 to 5 jobs, in the middle of the day, you'll get that tired feeling, almost like you want to take a nap. On the weekends, I used to take a lot of naps, but I notice when I do the keto diet, those go away. I have sustained energy throughout the day, and I don't need to take a nap or anything like that. And then in turn, at night, I seem to sleep better. The fifth benefit that I notice is it eliminates brain fog. You know that feeling where you can't recall information or you just have that brain fog in your head? Sometimes it's hard to remember things or get out what you want to say right away. when you do the keto diet, I feel like all these things go away. I just feel smarter. I'm able to recall facts quicker. Um, all of those things, the brain fog just goes away. And then the sixth thing for me that I notice on a keto diet is it reduces inflammation throughout your body. And this is the most important thing to me. So if you're a person that has aches and pains or sore joints, and I'm definitely one of those people. I have an arthritic knee that's just taking a pounding from all the sports I've played throughout the years. So I deal with that constantly. I find when I'm on a keto diet, all the inflammation seems to go away and I feel better from head to toe. So a lot of people are hesitant to try a keto diet because it sounds difficult. You have to monitor what you eat and so forth. But it's really not that hard. What you want to do is when you look at labels on food, you want to look at the total carbs. And then you want to look at the dietary fiber. And all you do is take the number of carbs, subtract the dietary fiber, and that's basically how you get your total net carbs. Now, most people want to keep their carb level to about 25 net carbs or less per day. Some people will be able to do more, some people will be able to have to do less, but the baseline is probably a good start is 25 net carbs a day, and that will probably put your body into ketosis. But the goal for me is not to always be in ketosis. Although it does feel pretty good to be in ketosis, it can be a strange feeling at first for people that have never done it before. But the real benefits are the reduced inflammation and the lack of brain fog, and just I snack less. I'm always more satiated and full, so I don't feel the need to eat snacks. So I only eat 2 meals a day. So if you're going to think about starting a keto diet, you're obviously going to want to know, what kind of foods can I eat? So I can't go over the entire list, but I'll go over some of the main things that you can eat on keto. That sounds pretty good. The first thing, obviously, is you want to eat a lot of vegetables. But you want to stick to the more green vegetables and avoid the starchy vegetables. And I'll get into that a little more later. But yeah, vegetables are at the top of the list. You'll be eating a lot of vegetables on the diet. But some other stuff you could have that might sound good is like avocado. Avocado is super rich in vitamins and minerals, and it's high in good fat. It's an excellent food to eat when you're on this diet. And then you can have like olive oil and coconut oil. Those are good oils to have. You can put it on everything. You can eat eggs, nuts, fatty meats like bacon or steak or chicken with the skin on it. These are all really good foods, and it's cool to be able to eat like a big fatty piece of steak and not have to trim the fat. You're supposed to eat that part because it's good for you. You want to avoid like the leaner meats actually and go for the meats, the cuts that have a lot more fat on them. So obviously a lot of people like bacon. That's a good one. And then you can have stuff like butter and sour cream and cream cheese. And of course, you can have cheese on everything, but what you want to do is avoid the low skim kind of cheeses and just go for the high fat cheeses because those are really excellent to put on things. Well, so those are a lot of the good things you can eat. Now let's talk about some of the bad things you want to avoid when you're on the keto diet. So here's what you want to try to avoid. You want to avoid foods that are high in carbs without the dietary fiber or high in sugar. And so right off the top of the list, you want to avoid sodas. And you want to avoid most sugary drinks. Even like stuff like orange juice or apple juice or cranberry juice, those have a lot of sugar in them, and those are not good on the keto diet. What you really want to drink is water. If you drink a lot of water, you'll be safe. And then you want to avoid some fruits, like bananas, because they're high in sugar. Or citrusy fruits are higher in sugar. But the berries, like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and stuff like that, those are pretty good for the keto diet, so you can have those. And then you want to avoid like starchy vegetables. Sometimes carrots, if you eat too much of that, is not too good because they have a high sugar content. And stuff like potatoes is a no-no. So you can't really have those French fries or baked potatoes. You want to avoid those on the keto diet. And obviously you want to avoid bread and pasta. That's a really tough one for people because a lot of people like pizza, toast, sandwiches. That's hard for me to give up on too, but you want to avoid those types of things. And of course, you want to avoid like desserty stuff like ice cream, and you want to avoid tortillas. These things have sugar or carbs that are not good for you, and it will take you out of ketosis. So a lot of people, when they do this diet, they struggle with some of the restrictions of what you can't eat. So here are some substitutes so that you can get, to be able to eat more food that's similar to what you want. So for instance, I like sodas. I love to have like a Coke with my meat, like a steak or whatever. It just tastes really good. Obviously, I'm not going to drink a sugary soda anymore. So what I substitute with is a drink called Zevia. And Zevia is a soda, but instead of using sugar, they use stevia as the main ingredient. And so there's no calories in that, thus there's no carbs. So I can have stuff like that. And there are other things out there that substitute sodas with, non-sugary ingredients that you can find on the internet. And then a lot of people get bored of just drinking water and you want juice or whatnot. I've found that sparkling waters have 0 calories. They use flavors without sugar. So those are good as well. And then a lot of people are like, well, I can't have dessert anymore. But that's not necessarily true. You can if you use sugar substitutes like stevia, which we already discussed. There's also Swerve. It's like a brown sugar substitute. And then there's monk fruit, and that's an excellent sugar substitute that tastes pretty good. And then flour substitutes like almond flour and coconut flour can actually help make you use ingredients that could be used in, say, making a pizza. You could make a pizza using almond flour as the crust rather than regular flour. Or you could make a cheesecake because now you're using almond flour or coconut flour for the crust. And for the sugar substitute, you could use the stevia, Swerve, or monk fruit that I explained earlier and make a delicious cheesecake or a pie or even ice cream. There are some brands of ice cream out there that you can find in your local supermarkets. For instance, Enlightened is one that I like that use these substitutes for sugar so that you can still have ice cream. And they taste pretty good. Obviously, they're not going to taste as good as a real ice cream or a real pie, but it's close enough to where it'll kind of tame your sweet tooth for the time being. So it wouldn't be fair of me to just discuss all the positive things that a keto diet presents for you. I do have to discuss some of the negative side effects that could possibly happen on the keto diet for you. We've already discussed the keto flu. That's a very temporary thing and not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. But some of the more severe side effects that some people may experience is diarrhea or irregular bowel movements. Because your body's adjusting to a new diet and a new way of eating, you may suffer some of those moments of irregular bowel movements. So some people get constipated, some people have diarrhea. I think that's another temporary thing, so keep that in mind. Also, for people that like to work out, you will have less muscle mass than if you were eating foods like more higher protein levels. Obviously, a lot of weightlifters want that huge mass added to their bodies. And if you're eating a lot of meat and protein, that's one way to increase your muscle mass. But when you're on the keto diet, you're not going to be taking in as much protein, and it's going to be more fat. So most people have that lean, muscular look when they do ketosis all the way. But hey, if you want mass, then take protein powder. Do what you got to do. But if you're fully committed to the keto diet, you'll probably be looking more to have that lean muscle look. And then, of course, there are some minerals that you're not going to get on the keto diet as much as you would on a regular diet. And that's the main ones are probably potassium and magnesium. And so what I do is take supplements of potassium and magnesium, like vitamin supplements, just to make sure that I'm getting those minerals in my body. Because without those, you're losing electrolytes, and you could possibly get like crampage, like cramps in your legs or whatever, or restless leg syndrome, things of that nature when your body lacks electrolytes from potassium and magnesium. So if you take these supplements, I've found that helps to cure all those problems. and I'm making sure I get all the minerals I need. Also, fish oil is a good supplement to take while on the keto diet, and a multivitamin, of course. That way you're making sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. Some people can do this diet, start on day one, and just keep doing it for the rest of their life, and more power to them. But I'm not going to lie, it's not easy to do it. Especially in the beginning when you first try it, if you get that keto flu, some of the things you can do to counter that is to drink a lot of water. That'll flush out your system. But once you get past that part of the beginning part of the diet, you'll start to feel a lot better, and I think you'll want to keep doing it. But you're still going to want to have a real pizza or a dessert when you go out with your friends, or maybe an occasional soda. Even though it's not great for you, you can do it. What I do is I usually do the keto diet, for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and then I have a cheat day. And sometimes that's actually good for your body, because you'll hit that plateau where you're not losing weight for a little while, and you just have one day where you have some carbs, little cheat day, and it shocks your system. And if you get right back on the diet, usually you'll just power through where you were stuck and start losing that weight again. Also, it's kind of good to just reset your system every now and then. And then you'll also notice that when you do have a cheat day, you'll feel like crap because you ate the pizza or whatever you ate, and you'll want to get right back on the keto diet so you get feeling good again. So it's very beneficial to, at least every now and then, go ahead and have that sugary snack. Just do it once and then get right back on the diet. Also, by getting right back on the diet, you won't have to go through the keto flu again. If you just cheat for one day and go right back to eating healthy, you'll notice that you don't suffer through the symptoms of the keto flu. It actually takes a long while of you eating bad to where your body gets used to eating all those carbs again. And then if you were to go back to the keto diet, obviously you might suffer those keto flu symptoms again. So it's kind of motivating when you decide to eat bad. It's a motivating factor that you won't do it for very long, because you don't want to have to go through what you went through the first time. So I hope you enjoyed the material I've discussed with the keto diet. I've been doing it, like I said, for about a year and a half, on and off. And whenever I'm on the keto diet, I just feel better in general. I feel better when I'm playing sports. My knee feels better. I have less inflammation everywhere. I don't have any brain fog. I just feel smarter, more witty, more of a smart ass. And people that know me know I'm a smart ass, so I get even smartier-assed, if that's a word. But these are all positives for me, and so that's why I like to do it as much as I can. And yes, I cheat, but I usually just revert back to the keto diet as my main diet, because I think the benefits far outweigh the negatives of the diet. And as studies find more and more information about how your body reacts to, carbs versus high-fat foods, we're finding that your body's just healthier when you eat a ketosis-like diet, a ketonic diet. You just feel better, your body functions better, it's more efficient, and that's why I do it. Now, having said that, it's not easy, it will take some work, but if you're dedicated and you want to feel better, give it a try, but always consult a physician before starting a diet, especially if you have underlying conditions. You want to make sure that the diet is right for you. Talk to your doctor first. I don't recommend just trying a diet without consulting a physician first, so do that, please. Hope you enjoyed today's video. There will actually be several videos on health and fitness in the series. In my next one, I'm going to discuss intermittent fasting and how you could do that in conjunction with the keto diet to be ultimately healthy. So thank you for listening. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button, maybe drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, because there's tons of material coming out on this channel, and I appreciate the support. Thank you.